Christianity is the world's most followed religion, and the major event in the Christian calendar is Christmas. Every Christian population in the world has its unique ways of celebrating Christmas, but some places stand out for their out-of-the-way arrangements. What are the top 5 Christmases in the world that everyone should definitely visit once in a lifetime? Stick around till the end to find out. Without further ado, let's see the top 5 list for the world's best Christmas towns. Bethlehem, Palestine. What would be a better place to spend the holy day than the actual birthplace of Christ? The word Bethlehem translates to either house of bread or house of meat, depending upon which language you are using as your base, Hebrew or Arabic. It has also been theorized that the city was named after a god or goddess named Lamu, who was held sacred in the ancient Mesopotamian religion. Located in the center of the West Bank in Palestine, the city lies 6.2 miles south of Jerusalem. A historic city, it is home to the holiest sites in the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, like the tomb of Rachel, wife to Jacob and mother to Joseph, who are all venerated figures in all 3 religions. It is also said to be the place where David, another jointly venerated figure, was anointed king of the Israelites. But the most significant event that took place in the city is the birth of Christ. Since Bethlehem is home to many Christian denominations, this means Christmas celebrations last over a month in the city of Bethlehem, where pilgrims flock to visit the birthplace of Jesus. For the Roman Catholics and Protestants, Christmas Day falls on December 25. And for the Greek, Syrian, and other Orthodox Christian denominations, Christmas Day is January 6. For Armenian Christians, Christmas Day is on January 18. All denominations have their own way of celebration. The Roman Catholics begin services on December 24 in the Church of St. Catherine, which lies adjacent to the Orthodox Basilica of the Nativity. Protestants are a little different though. Some of them attend Christmas services in their local churches, others go on excursions and hold special services in either Shepherd Fields or Church of the Nativity in Bethlehem. For the Orthodox and Armenian Christians, Basilica of the Nativity is the main place where processions are held, albeit Armenians hold their services around January 18. The celebrations do have a Western flavor to them as well, considering that the streets are lit up with decorative lights, flags are mounted, and parades are held that lead the processions to Manger Square, the site of Jesus' birth. New York City, New York, USA. Metropolis of the world, New York City delivers everything larger than life. Just like the skyscrapers that make up the Big Apple, Christmas celebrations are also double XL in the city. The preparations for Christmas begin as early as November when a 100-foot-tall Norway spruce is mounted in front of Rockefeller Center. The lighting arrangement for the tree are completed around December 3rd, and the tree is lit up at 8 p.m. with a performance by the country's most popular musicians. Frequenters and locals say that this public event requires arrival on site hours in advance. The tree is kept lit until the first 1.5 week of January. Another popular yet unorthodox tradition in New York City during Christmas is ice skating. Yes, you heard that right. If you are staying in the vicinity of the Rockefeller Center during the holidays, then after viewing the huge Christmas tree, you can head down to the skating rink in the Rockefeller Center, which is one of the world's best and most picturesque skating rinks, especially at this time of the year, where you can skate right under the giant Christmas tree. Who hasn't heard of the story of the Nutcracker? An early 19th century children's story that has been adapted in both film and theater multiple times over the centuries. But in New York City, a ballet performance on the famous Prussian tale is almost like a tradition. You can catch the performance by the New York City Ballet from the last week of November to the first week of January. Apart from that, Bryant Park in Manhattan transforms into a European-styled Christmas market where hundreds of shops are set around the park's perimeter, where gift items like jewelry and handicrafts are sold, and a French-style carousel is set up. In the middle of the park, a free entry ice skating rink is set up. Another tradition in New York City is the Radio City Christmas Spectacular, where 140 dancers known as the Radio City Rockettes take the stage of New York City's Radio City Music Hall and perform on an original score. Vienna, Austria. Vienna is probably the best location to spend your Christmas holidays. Thanks to the chilly weather coupled with snowy and silent roads, making long strolls on the bright Christmas market setup on this winter wonderland is a possibility. The most popular traditions in Vienna and across Austria, of course, are the Advent and the Barbaresvik. Advent is an event that starts 4 weeks prior to Christmas. One of the most beautiful traditions is the lighting of the Advent Kranz, a wreath of fir branches that hold 4 large candles that fade from dark purple to pink. The pink candle being lit on the 3rd Sunday leading to Christmas represents exceptional joy. Barbaresvik is a tradition held in the honor of Saint Barbara, patron saint of mountaineers, on December the 4th. Lore states that Saint Barbara fled from her castle because of a forced marriage with a pagan. Dragged into captivity, a twig of cherry got stuck in her clothing. In prison, she nurtured the twig by sprinkling water on it each day. That twig blossomed just as she passed away. In commemoration, Austrian families head out to nearby forests just before dawn and collect twigs of either forsythia, apple, or cherry. These are then put in a vase and families wait for it to blossom. If the Barbaresvik reveal their flowers before or on Christmas Eve, it is a good omen, and to some, it symbolizes a wedding in the family. The best thing about Vienna is that its historical attractions stay open even on Christmas Day. Places like the Kunsthistorisches Museum and the Schloss Schönbrunn, both of which belong to the Habsburg Empire, and the Schloss Schönbrunn being the place where Mozart gave his first performance. The Belvedere, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which houses many pieces of art and even provides a dedicated selfie room for your next Instagram posts. All of these historic places stay open on Christmas and Boxing Day. You can also ride the Reyes and Rod Ferris wheel, which is famed for its feature in the 1949 film The Third Man, where the main character of the film gave his infamous cuckoo clock speech. You can also hear the Vienna Voices concert, which has been around since 1498 when Maximilian I replaced castrato singers with young boys whose voices had not yet broken. The lighting in Vienna is really classic and subtle, and of course, the famed and traditional Christmas markets, out of which Christkindl Market is the biggest one, is a must-visit for authentic souvenirs. North Pole, Alaska, USA. The town of North Pole is situated just 20 minutes away from the city of Fairbanks, Alaska. The best part about this town is that it is Christmas all year round in the small area of 2,200 residents. It really lives up to its name as well, with places like St. Nicholas Drive, Snowman Lane, Santa Claus Lane, and Holiday Road. You will find roads with candy cane-shaped lampposts sporting the festive red and white stripes even in July, and the year-long snow does not let you feel like it is summertime. It is also a big responsibility for the natives and the administration, as they have to keep the decorations and the spirit up all year round. The center of attention in the North Pole is the Santa Claus House, which is actually a post office. However, with the passage of time, it has grown to include a cafe, a gift shop, a reindeer pen named Antler Academy, and the world's largest Santa Claus statue. The best-kept tradition by natives of the North Pole in Fairbanks is their handwritten letters, which they send back to children who write to them from across the world. The locals work tirelessly to handwrite these letters with a note on stationery, a Santa Claus dollar, a photo of Santa, and a sticker reading, "I'm on Santa's good list." Among the other attractions includes an ice sculpting competition where artists from around the world collide to make epic ice statues from the North Pole using chainsaws. Tokyo, Japan. Probably the most secular of the places because Christianity has never been the dominant religious practice in Japan, yet it celebrates Christmas with the same zest as many Christian countries due to Japan's heavy Western influence. More than a Christian thing, it is seen as a holiday for couples, and many couples frequent restaurants to spend some romantic alone time. However, the city is brilliantly lit up with LEDs, and the whole city is decorated in grand fashion, enough to rival any European or American country. With that, the tradition of Santa Claus is also well established by the Japanese, and gifts are given to young ones. However, the Santa Claus lore is quite different. Since the houses don't have chimneys, they consider Santa to appear mystically out of nowhere to deliver his gifts to children. The traditional supper in Japan is also quite unusual. Fried chicken and cakes for dessert make up the traditional Japanese Christmas dinner. But all in all, even as a secular tradition, Christmas holidays are still very enjoyable in Tokyo. So, if you're looking for a romantic getaway with your spouse with the holidays as an excuse, Tokyo might be the destination for you. And with that, we've reached the end of the video. Before you head off, let us know which of these sites sparked your interest. Which one of these sites are you planning to visit? Let us know in the comments section. Did we leave a great tourist attraction out of our list? Please let us know as well, and be sure to leave a thumbs up if you liked the video and subscribe to the channel to keep getting a dose of the rare unexplored sites of the world with Travel Great Vacations. Auf Wiedersehen!